of the date, time, or place of this regularly scheduled meeting. Proper notice in writing has been given to the county clerk as required by law, not less than 10 days prior to the implementation of said change. I also certify that at least 24 hours prior to the meeting, excluding Saturdays, Sundays, and holidays, that the date, time, place, and agenda of this meeting was posted in prominent public view at the location of this meeting. Witness my hand and seal the school district, 4th day of December 2017.
Olson.
Here.
Young.
Here.
Ferguson.
Here.
George.
Here.
All the following items will be approved by one vote unless any board member desires to have a separate vote on any or all of these items. Consent agenda, consent to discussion, consideration, and approval of the following items, A through H. Does anybody want to pull any one of them out and discuss it?
Make a motion, we approve A through H.
Motion's been made to approve the consent agenda, but do we have a second?
Second.
How you vote, Clint?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Superintendent's report.
Okay, looking at the finances this month, we under collected in gross production a little over 14,000 this year. It looks like we've collected about the same because of our ad valorem being up. So our revenue is about the same. Expenditures are down just a little bit. Child nutrition, our expenditures are up, but so is our revenue. In our building, we're starting to level out on our building fund expenditures, and we're starting to collect on our building fund. We've collected about $1,600 more than last year, so to this date. If you guys haven't heard, our governor passed an executive order saying that every school needs to spend at least 60% of their budget on instructional expenses, and if they do not, then they need to consolidate administrators. They have not defined what instructional expenditures are, so we're still waiting for them to define that. The explanation right now, the way they're leaving out all your aides, your counselors, your speech paths, they're trying not to include all that. And if that's the case, we don't spend, according to the NCES data, a couple years ago we spent 53% because they don't include all of those aides and stuff like that we spend. So we're still waiting to figure out the definition, and we'll adjust our expenditures accordingly. As far as the principal side, he gave me some notes here. This last Friday, our boys received the Class C state championship and academic state championship in football, and we all were able to make it there to get that award. This weekend, our honor band is going to host some tryouts. It's 500 students that are going to be on campus, so if all possible, you don't want to probably be on our school this weekend coming up. Starting Thursday, we play at the Northwestern Tournament. Our girls play at 140, boys at 7. December 11th is the pre-K through 4th Christmas program at 7 o'clock. December 18th is the 5th through 12th band and vocal concert at 7. And then December 20th we'll wrap up this semester. So those are some December dates to be on the lookout for. That's what I've got.
Board to consider to take action to the employment of Stephen H. McDonald and Associates as financial consultant to the school district.
You have your contract with you?
I do. What would you like answered? Not yet. All I have is 2 copies. There's one stays here, one goes to me.
These contracts I emailed out to everybody probably 3 weeks ago whenever you sent them to me, so you guys can read them. Is there any questions regarding anything in this contract that you'd like him to answer now?
In a short 10-minute statement, what are you going to do for us?
You want to explain what's been going on for the last 3.5 years and let me step in there, or just in on that? Mr. President, in short, we take care of all, we make sure you're in compliance on all your meeting notices, meeting agendas, like you had fun reading down there, etc. Prepare all the resolutions for anything bond related. Take care of all the documents that have to be sent to all the different parties, whether that be the State Department of Education, you guys as a board, your treasurer, your county court clerk, county clerk, DA, State Department of Education, I've already said that, I'm sorry, Secretary of State's office, Attorney General's office. We prepare the proclamation and notice of election prior to the election. It's a legal article that runs twice prior to your election. And the notice of sale of bonds, once everything's been passed and before you sell it, to give notice of that as well. For that to run in the newspaper. We prepare, print, and verify that those ran, and check the publication, make sure nothing got lost when they scanned it in, and that it ran correctly. We send the filing to the election board, proof the ballot or ballots, as the case might be, to make sure they are correct. Send you information that we recommend goes over, and it's different things on what you can do to market your bond to your patrons. One of the main things, or the two main things being in there, a tax card that we'll go over here in a minute, that I recommend all board members and administration keep on them once they are received through at least 7 o'clock the election night, so that if anyone asks anyone a different tax question, everyone's got, you know, a little card to show the same data. This will make more sense in a minute, but I'm not man enough to go, yo, Scott, what'd you pay last year? And here's your new answer. But I'll show him how to read the card. Hey, go down this line if you paid this. Here's what this change looks like. Here's what that would be on a monthly basis, et cetera, too, so that people know, it's only right to know, what are you expecting this to cost me out there. We also send data that we recommend for different flyers, stuff to go home with your students. And I call them the Thursday folders because my kids go to Norman Public Schools and they get their folder on Thursday when they're at work. Whatever day you all send things home that reminds the parents to get out and vote. Hey, we got an election March 6th. Here's what we're voting. Get out and vote. And we recommend I go home twice with them because those are the people with a vested interest at making sure, hey, my kid's here. I've got a vested interest on seeing what's going on at the school. Does not mean everybody is not important. Does not mean everyone does not care, but those people really care. You've got a vested interest. You've got a kid here. Walk you through that, talk you through that, as well as preparing all the tax data, all documents related to selling your bonds, everything going on with continuing disclosure. Means for 10 years after you sell the bond, there's things you've got to do each year to stay in compliance that we do for you. We bother your treasurer or superintendent every time your estimate of needs comes in, every time your audit comes in, upload those to, it's called EMA. It's a website that's essentially a repository for all municipal data information, but when you have a bond out there, it has to be uploaded, has to be placed, has to be all done and kept in a timely manner. And you pay us nothing until you have passed it to bonds, we've sold the bonds, and the monies are under your control. That's as fast as I can say that. So hit me up on whatever else I went over too fast. You've heard this spiel more than once, but
Do we have a motion to hire Steve Nate McDonald Associates as our financial consultant?
Make a motion to hire Mr. McDonald.
Do we have a second?
Second.
How do you vote, Garrett?
Yes.
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 Motion carried. Board to consider and take action on separate resolutions authorizing the calling and holding of a special election to be held in the school district to authorize the issuance of general obligation bonds. Do we have a motion?
I would want to read that for you if that's okay, Mr. President, real quick to see what we're doing there. I want to throw out, and I want to be fast, tax data, because you all have seen tax data each of the last several months, but we had a new all millage rates have recently been certified, so we have new answers for you. I'm handing it to you. I call it the district master copy. Feel free to pass it around, et cetera there. The highlights why this comes around, guys, when you look at it, you're going to see what I'm referring to as the tax card on one side of the page. I will prepare those on what I'm going to call cardstock paper for you and send them up where it's a little harder, whether you carry it in your wallet, in your glove compartment, on your person. It's the ones that I say, please carry them with you. You may never be asked, what's the tax impact? You may be asked 4 times a day. I just want to make sure everyone's got the same data, and that's why this card, it goes a long way towards selling. Anytime any of us hear tax increase, tax impact, we get nervous. Why? Because we're humans. That's normal. It's money. We feel these go a long way toward the helping pass of your issue as people not only hear the percent, but people forget that means per 100. What's that real dollar amount mean to me? And these cards, as they go around, you'll see It's got dollar amounts going up to 1,000. Anyone paying more than 1,000 can do the math, real quick to see what that difference is. Let's see, what does that real change mean to me? How does that really affect what I'm going to call my take-home pay? Most people are paying their ad valorem taxes right along with their house payment. They've got the principal and interest component of their house payment, 1/12 of their homeowner's insurance, 1/12 of their ad valorem. Is why I say, what does it really mean to them? Statewide average, not that anyone's perfectly average, statewide average is $500 a month. In the example you guys are looking at, $500 a year for you. We go, what? If you pay $500 a year with the increase I'm projecting on this, I would expect $500 a year to become $598.56 a year. Yes, that's a real increase of $98.56 or $8.21 a month, going back to my how does that affect the take-home pay amount there. You all have two tax cards on there because I'm trying to show the differential of what it looks like with now, the sinking fund millage rate that's going to show up on your current bill that you may literally have gotten today. I mean, they're literally going out. And what it was throughout this whole time that you've been thinking about it when we had last year's certified figure. Based on last year's millage rate, the 2.98 amount, your percentage increase was projected to be 15.01%. He had eyeballed due to some stuff I'd given him, it was 17 and change, but I'm going to call it 17 for practical purposes. 1501 compared to what you paid last year, but compared to what they're going to see, because now they got a new bill coming out, I'm expecting that increase to be 19.71% compared to what they're paying this year. So I didn't want there to be confusion with two tax cards, but it's now we've got new certified numbers out there. Unfortunately, no one's going to come back and pat you on the back for the fact that this year's is less than last year's. All they remember is the following year when it goes on and goes up. But I wanted you all to know what the logic was, why that's the case. Why is it higher than what we've looked at? Because we're simply comparing a number that's 2.98 smaller now. That's gone on that. Any questions on that? Tax card purposes. Resolution, guys, the highlights of the resolution are, what's our election date? It's Tuesday, March the 6th, 2018. Polls open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The proposition, meaning what will you read when you have your ballot in front of you and your pencil ready to mark, would read as follows. Shall Independent School District Number 3 of Woods County, Oklahoma incur indebtedness by issuing its bonds in the sum of $8,900,000 to be issued in one or more series to provide funds for the purpose of constructing, equipping, repairing, and remodeling school buildings, acquiring school furniture, fixtures, and equipment, and acquiring and improving school sites, and levying and collecting annual tax in addition to all other taxes upon all taxable property in such district sufficient to pay the interest on such bonds as it falls due, and also to constitute a sinking fund for the payment of the principal thereof when due, said bonds to bear interest not to exceed the rate of 10% per annum, payable semi-annually, and to become due serially within 10 years from their date. End of question. Highlights there, guys. Notice it does not say Waynoka Public Schools. It's got to have your legal name. That's why you heard ISD number 3 of Woods County. The dollar amount of $8.9 million. The maximum interest rate by state law you can pay on those, which is 10%. Had we sold them today at lunch, guys, it was about 3.15. But people aren't going to care if it's smaller. They have to know what's the maximum amount they can pay. And then you heard the maximum maturity of 10 years on that bond. The specific projects, meaning what are they going to read in the newspaper of what are we doing with this? Because the ballot has to be succinct, only so many words. They don't get the specific projects in there. You all, I do believe, have seen this, but to put it out on the floor, it's to construct, furnish, and or equip a new media center, a new classroom addition, at least a portion of which will be of safe room construction, and a security entrance at the existing school building, estimated cost $3,375,000. To acquire and install and or repair and or replace HVAC systems at the existing school building, $1,750,000. To construct, furnish, and or equip a field house at the football field to include restrooms and concessions. The S being whether you need singular or plural is why the S is like that. $1.6 million. To acquire and install a metal roof on the existing building, $1,175,000. To renovate the current elementary building into an administrative center, $590,000. And to perform renovations at the existing school building, $410,000. Those of you better at keeping numbers in your head than me added those 6 numbers together to match your ballot total of $8.9 million. Any questions at all? Let them roll now, sir. But now that it's been out there, we can make an easy motion if there end up being no questions.
You said the roof, what about the air conditioning?
That was,
Air conditioning breakout was 1.75 million on its portion, sir. All these are intended to be educated numbers, but not perfect, because if they're perfect, you guys need to go buy a lottery ticket, because you're looking at something that you're not gonna price for 6 months. But having to have it in a resolution, that's done 60 days before you vote. That's why that language had in there the 85% of proceeds to be used, et cetera. It's saying, here is our educated guess. We've got these numbers from our vendors, from our architects, from our construction managers, but no one knows till we get into it what's precise. Essentially saying, this is how much we believe is going into each of these projects throughout, to get to that 8.9.
Planning for the worst and hoping for the best.
A lot of truth in that.
Okay, do we have a motion?
Also move.
Do we have a second?
Second.
How you vote, Andrew?
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Vote to approve or not approve the schedule of regular board meetings of the Waynoka Board of Education for the 2018 school year. You have an attached list.
these dates correspond with the current dates.
Current dates. The main change is we're going to move the board meetings to 6 o'clock instead of 7:30.
Make the motion to approve the schedule of regular board meetings.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
How do you vote, Travis?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Vote to approve or not approve amending policy GKR1, which has to do with
Use of school property.
use of school property and regulations.
There's just a few updates for wording and putting the multi-purpose building in here.
Anybody have any questions?
Make
Not.
a motion to approve it.
We got a motion to approve. Have a second.
Second.
Second by Andrew. I'll vote yes.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Consider to and vote to elect or not elect the following new members of the Board of Directors of the Oklahoma Public School Investment Interlocal Property 55K001. We have a motion to elect these.
We have a recommendation.
I recommend that we approve all of them.
I'll make that motion.
We have a second.
Second.
How do you vote, Clint?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Discussion of possible action to declare real estate listed below as surplus property.
These are the 4 lots, lots 7, 8, 9, and 10 would be the lots that the old gym and the old ag building sit on. Number 2, lot 1, 2, and block 1, that is the lots that are directly south of the old gym that sit east of the weight room.
Okay, I make the motion to declare the lots and buildings listed in agenda item 11.1.2 as surplus property and auction by public auction with the date, time, and place to be set by the superintendent.
We have a second to Andy's motion.
Second.
Second by Travis. How you vote, Garrett?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Discussion on possible action to declare miscellaneous contents of the building seen in the pictures in attachment A to be surplus and sold with the building.
I make the motion to declare miscellaneous contents of the building as seen in the pictures, attachment A, as surplus and will go with the building at the time of sale.
Second.
Vote, Andrew.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Is there any new business?
Still should have item 13. Item 13.
Oh, discuss possible action. I thought we just did that.
That's 2
We
different
did
ones.
A.
Discussion possible action to declare items listed on attachment B as surplus property.
I make the motion to declare the list on attachment B as surplus property be auctioned at public auction with the date and time to be set by the superintendent. Second.
How you vote, Garrett?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, is there any new business?
There is no new business at this time.
I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Also moved.